I scaled my ads agency from 10K to 50K a month in only 5 months, and this is the exact blueprint. I'll walk you through 5 steps total, but the first step is service delivery. And as cliche as it might sound, you have to make sure that you are delivering one service to one specific niche. If you look at the website of my agency, it's super clear what we are doing. We're building Norway's #1 ad agency. We specialize in scaling ads for e-commerce brands that spend over 15K USD a month. No doubt about which service we are delivering to which niche. So service selection, how do you actually select which service you are going to be providing? Well, the main thing to remember here is that experts get paid more than generalists. So you got to make sure that you are delivering a very specific service. You don't want to go too broad, and you have to make sure that it's a service with direct return. That's why it's difficult to charge high retainers for, SEO or organic social media management, because you can't track the direct return of those services. It has to be trackable. I personally love paid ads. It's the highest leverage service you can find because you can spend tons and tons of money profitably because it's so easy to learn, it's easy to get clients, and it has a direct return. It's easy to track. Next, paid ads. So how do you actually go about delivering a paid ad service? Well, the thing nobody talks about is that paid ads is 20% about the media buying you do, so like the technical stuff in the ad account, and it's 80% about the creative. So your agency at the back end should technically look like a creative agency and not as a paid ads agency or a media buying agency, but you still position it as a paid ads agency because people don't actually know what they need. They're just looking for better results. You sell them what they want and you give them what they need. Then the actual niche selection. Who are you going to be delivering this service to? Well, there are 2 types of niches you can select. There's a product niche and there's a requirements niche. And I'm about to explain each one of those. So a product niche, super simple. You only work with pet stores or with Korean beauty or with clinics. Or you can have a requirements niche, which means that you don't limit yourself to a specific set of products, but they have to meet some certain requirements to work with you. For us, that's having a minimum spend of 15K a month, having an AOV of over $100, and being a direct to consumer brand. You can also combine these. That's the best way to go about it if your market is big enough. So if you can target Korean beauty stores that are only spending 15K a month and the market is big enough for that specific niche, this is the best way to go about it. Step number 2, your pricing. There's a wrong way to price your services and there is a right way. The wrong way is to charge a fixed retainer. This is typically 1.5 to 3K a month for paid ads agencies, and maybe an onboarding fee on top of that. And the problem with this way pricing your services is that you are capped by the initial retainer. So you need like 25 clients just to get to 50K a month. There are no incentives for you to deliver a better service. Think about it. You don't get paid more by delivering a better service and putting more time into a client. So why would you do that? And it's high risk to the client. If you don't deliver, they still have to pay you. The better and the right way to price your services is on a performance basis. We use a 5% of ROAS above ad spend model. This is what got us to 50K a month within 5 months. So let's do the math. Let's say you generate your client $150,000 in a month. You spend $30,000 in ads. You take 150 minus 30, and then you times that by 0.05 or 5%. In that case, you would get paid $6,000. And the reason this is such an amazing way to price your services is because it has uncapped potential. It's only up to you how much you charge your clients. You can deliver a better service and get paid more. It has high incentives because, again, you are incentivized to deliver a better service. You'll get paid more. And it's low risk to the client. If you don't deliver, they won't pay you. So it's super easy to sell. This gives you a higher conversion rate on sales calls because, again, there's no risk to the client. It gives you a higher average invoice because usually you underestimate your ability to deliver the service, and it gives you less churn because, again, if you don't deliver, the client doesn't have to pay you and they're more likely to stick with you for more months. Step number 3 to scaling your agency to 50K a month is acquisition, getting new clients. The goal here is to sign high quality clients, not have the highest conversion rate possible. This method that I'm about to explain you still gives you a very high conversion rate, but that's not the goal with this acquisition method. Our goal is to get high quality clients that pay us a lot and that stay with us for a long time. So booking calls, how do you go about it? Well, again, there's a right way and there's a wrong way. The wrong way is to do cold outreach or spend money on ads when you are at below 50K a month. The right way is to do warm outreach, build a personal brand, host events and ads once you are at 50K a month or above. Warm outreach is when you reach out to people who already know who you are, or use my Loom strategy that sends hyper-personalized Looms that give you a 3, 4, 5% appointment booking rate. Personal brand, I built my own on LinkedIn. That's where we're getting most of our clients now. Events is something I'm just dipping my toes in, but has already brought in more than $100,000 for my agency. So host a physical dinner, invite your ICP, just spit some game, no presentations, no pitches, sign them that way. Or once you hit 50K a month, you can also introduce ads, because then you have the cash flow to invest in ads and test ads effectively. You will burn through some money, but when you find the winners, it's gonna be all worth it. Next, the sales. Okay, you've booked in the calls. How do you actually sell them? Well, here is my 3-step 2-call close process to close more than 30% of the prospects I jump on calls with. So the first step is a discovery call. It's just a 30-minute call with the goal of qualifying and building rapport. There's no selling here, just a friendly chat. If you want, you can pause the video. Here is the exact system I use for this discovery call. You qualify, you set the agenda, you get buy-in, and then you go over to the audit, only if they are actually qualified. So no unqualified prospects should ever pass this step of the process. Here, you get access to the ad accounts, you present issues they have in the ad accounts and your strategy for fixing those issues. You send a Loom before the next call going through this audit. Again, I have an entire template. You can screenshot it if you'd like right here. And lastly, after they have watched the audit off the call, you jump on a sales call and you answer questions they might have from the audit. You present a personalized slide deck and you close them. And this is key to this entire sales process, being personalized. You don't just show them any kind of evergreen deck. You make a slide deck that is personalized to their specific situation so that they think this service is exactly what I'm looking for, because you made it perfect for exactly what they are looking for. As you can see, it's completely blank. You fill it in from scratch every single time. Then step number 4, your team. Who's actually going to be delivering this service? The goal here is to build an actual business, not just a quick cash grab scheme. Yes, you should get rich quick, but not through some shady business practices that sacrifice the long-term longevity of your business. Here are some no-goes, stuff you should never do when building out your team. Hiring junior media buyers. The biggest issue I see in paid ads agencies, going on Fiverr, finding some random person, hiring them for, I don't know, $500, $700 a month. No, you don't want to invest in people that aren't experts at what they do. Next, searching on Upwork and Fiverr. Those are freelancers. They're not looking for anything long-term usually, and they're just not good, quite frankly. They won't be the A player you are looking for. And then lastly, something not a lot of people think about is hiring from fucked time zones. If you are in the US, don't hire people from India, because when you are sleeping, they're awake. And when you're awake, they're sleeping. So there's no feedback loop. It's so much more difficult to manage those people. I promise you, there are enough qualified experts in your time zone. You don't have to go outside of it. Instead, don't hire until you can actually afford a senior. So you have to deliver the service yourself until you are at about, I don't know, 25K a month to be able to pay a senior 5K a month. Learn the service delivery yourself. This is something not a lot of agency owners do. I did it myself. I was managing the ads until we were at 50K a month. That's a bit of a stretch, but you get the point. You have to be an expert at delivering the service yourself to be able to hire an expert and then manage them effectively and treat them right. Pay them a fair salary. Give them a fair bonus every time they deliver a good result. Be a good boss and be the boss you wish you'd had if you were a media buyer. Here is the exact hiring ladder I recommend that you use. So once you hit 5K a month, immediately get yourself a VA. Once you are at 15K a month, hire a graphic designer and a video editor for the content production. Once you're at 50K a month, hire a media buyer and a creative strategist. At 100K a month, hire a CSM, and at 150, hire a closer and an SDR. Step number 5, the final step to scaling to 50K a month that I used in my own agency, is margins. The goal here is that your agency should have 75+% margins, not 30 to 40% like you're usually told. I have 75% margins in my own agency. We're now doing 120K a month. And here are the expenses you should have when you are at 50K a month. If you are above, you are bloating your agency. So software, max 2K a month, payroll, max 10K a month, and other miscellaneous stuff, $500 a month. You should also have a monthly process. So every single month, sit down and audit every single expense in your agency. If it's needed, keep it. If it's not needed, cut it out. Be ruthless with your expenses, but this does not apply to your employees. Again, going back to the whole topic of building a team of A players, it's so important. Don't be stingy with employees. You can never overpay for talent. Let me repeat that. You can never ever overpay for talent. You can only have a bloated team. So make sure your team isn't bloated, but don't worry about paying your employees too much. That's not a thing.